homophobic.
Yeah.
But, you know, he just has his Eminem thing in his taste, and that's his deal. I'm afraid for Nirvana to come out on his label, too, and I think I don't know. I mean, when Kim Gordon was running Geffen, nobody made her the president, but Fred got to be the president of my label. Fred Durst is my boss.
Now that's frightening.
Yeah, it's like Bret Michaels being my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard so much secondhand talk about what actually is going on with the Nirvana box set. I know, it's
Well, you know, because it's in Spin this month and Rolling Stone this month.
yeah.
What's your fight with Grohl and Novoselic and...
What would you like from me now?
Silence.
Well, let me ask you this question about that. Okay.
No,
well,
go ahead, whatever. I mean, it's
because, you know, every
band.
artist has fans and detractors. You know, you have people who like your music. You have people,
especially me.
Yeah, but you have people, you have people who like your music. You have people who don't like your music. Whatever. There are people who like 99X, people who hate 99X.
Well, yeah,
but,
and chicks singing rock is a polarizing.
Yeah, whatever it is. But like when we mentioned that, you know, you were going to come on and everything, the emails started coming in, and it seems like
was it 50-50 or 80-20?
Well, I can tell you.
You got to remember that people like in country. I know this from the country radio format that if there's something with too many requests, they take it off. Because it's the people that pick up the phone. It's a small part of a demographic.
Yeah.
I was going to say. I was going to say most of the mail we got was negative, but that's because people aren't usually inclined to send in positive email. It's negative feedback that you usually get. But the people who don't like you seem to be big fans of Nirvana.
Well, that's the newest thing, yeah.
So my question to you is, does that bother you that the people who really seem to be detractors are Nirvana fans?
Because the trial that I have with Universal is so much more important for hundreds of thousands of musicians from generations past and generations future. And this is a small, stupid, dumb case. I got suckered into a trendy law back in the 90s that they don't even do anymore, called an LLC, and it just no one's losing any money, and what's happening is that back catalog is being liquidated, and me and my daughter are the heirs, and it's just, and they can't run it, and I don't just, that's all, and that's what the judge is probably going to say.
It's not really isn't it about, to an extent, like people who are saying, wait a minute, how can she think that she has as much entitlement as Dave and Chris?
That's a really interesting thing, because you're talking about trial by 15-year-olds, and when we form our band, you know, in the American Constitution, you know, we have an institution known as marriage, and we also have things called last wills and testaments, and, you know, we make our intentions clear in those, and those were made clear by my former husband, and I was just, you know, snookered into this thing by some pretty foxy lawyers. So it doesn't really take away their power. Particularly, it takes away their power to be able to do and say things, and how do I put this? You know, it's just, this is a guy that I was married to, and we did that by choice, and that's the law in America. Now, when you're young and you start your band, you know, everybody wants to go on that REM model. I know that I do. I offer equity. I offered Sam equity. She was like, salary. Thank you. But, you know, when Nirvana was started, it was sort of for a moment equal, and then he said, forget it. You guys are all millionaires. I wrote all the songs. I wrote every note of almost every song, and this is my band. And he refused to sign a partnership agreement with them and made that a very clear thing. And so that's that.
The thing I'm not clear
here's
about.
the other thing too. If I wasn't a public person who polarized people because of my persona or my job or whatever, and I was Priscilla Presley or something, you know, there would be no question about this. So it's just dumb.
You actually are Priscilla Presley of a particular generation.
No, I'm not.
Well, in the sense that you were...
I can't. I actually hire somebody else to go be Priscilla Presley because I don't want to do that.
I mean it in a positive way, in that what I mean is that you were married to the Elvis
Naked
of
Gun
his...
9.
No, you were married to the Elvis of a particular generation.
Yeah, but I'm an Elvis too. So
of course you're Elvisina.
It's sort of, you know, so it was, you know.
Yeah.
And he kind of only dated chicks in bands. He was a bit of a group.
Who was?
Kurt.
Kurt was?
I at least dated architects and stuff.
You dated architects?
I dated one.
Yeah. I don't know if I can. I think
I broke the dating A&R line though. The last person to do that was Stevie Nicks. So
there you go.
Yeah, I actually went over.
She's great, isn't she?
Yeah. But I crossed the weasel line. I couldn't believe I did it. No, he's not a weasel anymore, but I actually
you de-weaseled him.
Fell in love with my
I don't want it to be rehashed, but maybe I'm not getting it. Where's the stalemate? Because I read that you would like a package of Nirvana, maybe some unreleased stuff to be released, and same with the other two guys.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? How come it's...
The problem is libelous to talk about on the air. I mean, the problem is people that were really, really mean to Kurt when he was alive, making a huge amount of money, using a lot of power, gaining a lot of power, becoming presidents of companies. I don't really want to get into it.
So you want the money redirected into the proper
the money.
way.
The money's fine. They have their money from their masters. They are millionaires for life.
But for this new stuff, or this
Foo
new
Fighters
package.
deal is probably the best recording deal in the world, including Metallica and Madonna. And I don't know how that got leveraged, because certainly I don't have a deal like that. Peace. But it is. I don't know. It's illegal the way that it was set up, and that's kind of all there is to it. And I'm getting on with my life, and that case is, you can't have 16-year-olds saying, a band is a band. It's like, yeah, a band is a band, and there's always a leader. And in the 90s, we didn't call ourselves Bryan Adams, or Jimi Hendrix.
Hang on a minute. What's going on? Evacuate the building.
Yeah, give me a long CD. We have to evacuate the building.
Evacuate the building?
Yeah.
Look what happens when you roll into town.
Can we stay in here?
I know.
The smoke alarm went off.
It's a total
No, I don't know.
Can we stay in here?
I don't believe him.
I don't want to stay. Somebody else can run point. I'm having one of those weeks where it just keeps getting worse.
No.
Okay.
Not that you haven't brightened my day.
It's pretty weird. That's pretty...
Where? Okay.
That was I saw that flicker.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Oh, Christ. I was digging this.
Well, what are we going to do?
We'll come back.
Well, because
we gotta play
Courtney
the
wants
song.
to perform a song, so...
Right.
And I've been hearing them working on this song. This song is great.
Okay.
This song is so good, Courtney.
So is this God and the devil having a fight?
What is going on?
I don't know.
I'm not
do we really have to evacuate the building?
Do we really have to leave?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay.
All right, so Courtney, we're going to come back and you're going to play a song. Courtney Love on 99X.
Okay.
How's this for drama, people? It's not...